And that's what we're here today to talk about. And we're very privileged today to have the United States Senator John Cornyn with us, who helped with the funds, providing the funds. And he'll talk just a little bit later. But at this time, I'd like to introduce Sheriff Serliano, who's also part of this, as well as Chief McCaleb. Sheriff?
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it. Well, I want to welcome everybody here. Obviously, we're here to welcome Senator John Cornyn, and we have been very fortunate and blessed in Gregg County. As you can tell by the amount of equipment that is behind us, we have been able to secure that equipment through grants from the federal government. You'll hear from the fire chief briefly about the equipment that they have, but specifically I'd like to address the armored vehicle that's parked behind us. It's called a Lenco Bearcat. All these good-looking guys here in green can tell you that in the last month, since we took delivery on April the 3rd, it has already been utilized 8 to 10 times. It is an armored vehicle that provides additional safety for these guys while they're out on operations, special operations. It also has the ability to be utilized as a rescue vehicle for any citizen involved situation that we may have, and we can evacuate officers that are injured, citizens that are injured from a situation area, evacuate those people to a safe area, and that's what this is all about. It's about public safety. It's about providing equipment to our first responders and our specially trained units within our organizations. And ladies and gentlemen, this could not have been made possible without the assistance of our senator, the support that we get. The Lenco Bearcat vehicle was actually purchased with a Homeland Security grant. It is made available by the federal government. So those are just some of the things from the law enforcement perspective that we're here today to show our support for Senator Cornyn, and we certainly appreciate him taking his time and opportunity to visit with us. We'd also like to welcome his beautiful wife Sandy here. And so with that said, Assistant Chief Kenny Southwell is going to speak for the fire department about some of the grant money that they've received. Chief?
The Longview Fire Department, on behalf of the Longview Fire Department, we'd like to thank Senator Cornyn and his staff. We were able to receive all of this equipment through Department of Homeland Security grants and Assistance to Firefighter grant. And this year, actually, 2008, we've just been awarded the 2008 Assistance to Firefighter grant for to enhance our radio system on our northern and eastern corridor. We had very weak coverage in there. We requested those funds, and we have received those funds. So we're just thankful. As Sheriff Serliano said, none of this would have been possible without federal funds and the support of Senator Cornyn. So we really just, on behalf of the Longview Fire Department, the City of Longview, would like to thank Senator Cornyn and his staff.
Thank you, Chief. Now, it's my pleasure to be able to introduce the Senator, and for those of you that may not know, let me give you just a little bit of a background. You trust me with that? You know, Senator Cornyn has been involved in the criminal justice system prior to being elected to the United States Senator. What some of you may not know is he served as a judge. He served as the Texas Attorney General. And I can tell you that it's been my experience over the years that he has always been very supportive of law enforcement and first responders. We've had the opportunity to have sit-down roundtables since he's been elected to the United States Senator. It certainly makes it a great opportunity to be able to call on him and his staff when we're in need. So with that said, let me introduce to you United States Senator John Cornyn.
Well, Sheriff, Judge, Mayor, Chief, all the other leaders assembled here, the first responders who, you know, we can buy the equipment, but we got to have first world-class, well-trained first responders to make it work. And I'm just glad to be back in Longview and Gregg County. I know this, the money that went to buy this obviously is taxpayer dollars, but having served at the local level as a district judge in Bear County, I know how tough a job it is for the county judge and commissioner's court and keep taxes low in Gregg County, and they've done a great job of that while keeping services high. But after 9/11, the federal government and the country realized that the kind of resources that may be necessary in an incident really were beyond the ability of local government to be able to buy. And so not only do you have outstanding top quality equipment like we see that reflected here, we see, as you can see, a regional command center. So rather than cities or counties competing with one another, they work together cooperatively to use this great equipment to keep the local citizens safe. So I would say, I was just visiting with the city manager. We were talking about how the economy's doing here in Gregg County, and he told me, Judge, that things are pretty good relative to the rest of the country. And I said, well, we ought to thank God every day that we live in Texas because we have been blessed by being protected from a lot of the bad economy that is reflected in high unemployment rates around the country. And I think it's because of great local leaders and great leaders at the statewide level who understand that you can't tax your way to prosperity. The way economies grow is you keep taxes low, you keep the regulatory burden light, you have a common sense civil justice system, free trade policies and things like that, which create an environment where small businesses can create jobs and create opportunities where people will want to move because of the high quality of life in a state like Texas and regions like East Texas. So I'm delighted to be here and sort of reaffirm my partnership with the local leadership and our first responders, and thank you for making Sandy and I feel so welcome. We're delighted to be back here with you. Thanks.
For those of you with the media that want to ask questions, the senator graciously agreed to take a few questions from
I'll be glad to answer any questions that I can and defer to the sheriff or the judge or the mayor for the heartbeat.
Go for it. Well, with equipment like this, has Texas gotten, I guess, a lot of Homeland Security grants, especially compared with
Yeah, we've been very active working with the firefighting grants in particular, even more so because we know as part of our first responders, a lot of the capability, particularly of rural counties with the small tax base, their ability to buy that kind of equipment is basically zero without these grants. So together with the Department of Homeland Security grants, which obviously are designed to equip first responders with the tools they need in order to keep us safe. So this is an example, and certainly you could see that duplicated in other counties across the state of Texas and other places across the country.
That's all I need.
All you need?
Yeah,
Got what
that's
you
all I
need?
need.
All right. Well, we'll be
Right.
around for a few minutes, so
Well,
be glad to.
Excuse me, just so y'all know, the grant regarding the fire equipment is $500,000, and then the grant for the armored vehicle and training is $275,000.
Very good.
So, thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
And just for the record, so you'll know, of course, you met Judge Stout and Mayor Dean, Chief Mike Pruitt with the fire department, Chief J.B. McCaleb with the police department, David Willard, the city manager, met Chief Southwell and Chief Claude Ford. So with that, thank y'all, and I think the senator is going to take a quick spin in the truck. Bonnie?
Can I say hi to somebody?
We're going to take you for a little bit.
Take you for a ride.